definition is depend upon something called as polymorphism. See, when you hear this term polymorphism, it is one of the most important concept of OOPS concept. OOPS, specially defined word, it's object oriented programming system. So in this you have a feature called as polymorphism. Now see, we get confused exactly what polymorphism does. See, when you talk about polymorphism, you have two words. One is poly, the second one is morphism. See, poly means many. So when you talk about poly, many, you have morphism, which is called as behavior. So you have poly, many, morphism, behavior. In short, you can say it is many behavior. In short, it's one thing, many behavior. Now let me explain this term using an example. Now we talk about a class. Let's suppose you have a class here. Let's suppose class A. In this class A, let me define a method called as public void show. So I'm defining a method with 0 parameters, and it's a default method called as show. Now when I define this method with certain line in it, now let me create an object. So if I have an object of A at A obj equal to new A. So that means I have an object of A here as obj. Now if I call obj dot show, this line will call the show function because it will search. Okay, I am an obj object of A, so it will search the method show in class A. So it will traverse. Oh, I got a method called as show. No issue. But let's imagine I have a different method called as public void show. In this, this time I have taken a variable I, and that goes here again with statements and complete here. Now again, if I create an object of A obj, I have an object of A obj, and when I call obj.show, it will search. Again, it will traverse. So in A you have two methods, show, and it will get confused. Is it this show or is it this show? That means to clarify this show refers to this. Again, it will go for the number of parameters. You have 0 parameter. Here you have 0 parameter. That means this statement will call this show method. And that is, you have two methods, you are calling only one method, and this is called as polymorphism. Same function, different behavior. That means it will call this method, and this concept in polymorphism is called as, it's methods, because we are dealing with methods, it is overloading. In short, you have two methods. If you call this statement, it will call this function. That means you are overloading a function. Let's suppose if I pass 5 here, this time it will call this function, because when it says you have a parameter as int, it will search for the method which is parameter by int. So this time it will call this function. Again, you are overloading this function using this function. This is called as method overloading. Okay. But polymorphism also deals with a second method called as method overriding. So let's focus on method overriding. So again, let's take an example. So first one we have seen something called as method overloading. Second we will be focusing on method overriding. Now let me take an example. Let's suppose you have a class here, class A. Now this class A defines a method. Again, it is public void show. Again, it will define some things. Now I have a class A which has public void show. I have a different class called as B which extends A. Now when I say class B extend class A, and if I create object of B, again you can see this is called as single inheritance. Now everything which belongs to class A now will belongs to class B. And if I create object of B here as B obj, B object as new B, when I call obj dot show, again B class don't have any method, but this function or this statement will call show because everything which is in A now belongs to B. So indirectly this will call this function. Problem is solved. But the problem arises when you have the same function name here. It's public void show. Again it has some statement. Now when I call show, it will call this show. This will not call this show. Let me give an example. Let's suppose if you have a mobile phone or if you don't have a mobile phone, your father has a mobile phone. Now if somebody asks you, do you have a phone? You will say, yes, I have Nokia 3310. That's not yours, it's your father's. That means this obj show will call this function. But now if you purchase a new phone, a BlackBerry Curve, if now somebody asks you, do you have a phone? You will say, yes, I have BlackBerry Curve. You will not say I have Nokia because BlackBerry is yours. So if somebody asks you, you will say you have a phone, BlackBerry. You are not referring to your previous phone. That means when obj will call show, it will call his own show. That means this show method is overriding this show method, and this concept is called as overriding. So when you talk about polymorphism, same name, different behavior, it depends upon the parameters. If you have two methods with different parameters, it is called as method overloading. If you have two methods with the same name, same parameter and different class, one is A class against B class, again you should have a concept of inheritance. This will be called as method overriding. Again, most of the time you will find this method overriding and method overloading. Now if you say, if I have A here with brackets, and again I have a second constructor. Let me have a second constructor with public A int I. Again, as you see this is A, that means this is a member function having same name as class name. It is called as constructors. Again, constructors are also methods. So when you go for method overloading, this is constructor overloading, and this concept is called as constructor overloading. So in short, in polymorphism you can cover method overloading, method overriding, and in short you can cover constructor overloading. And this is what polymorphism. Again, in simple terms, polymorphism, many behavior, one thing, many behavior. It's something in this way. You have two things, method overloading, method overriding. One name, same name, different parameters, method overloading. Same name, same parameter, different class with inheritance, it is called as method overriding. And that is polymorphism. That's it.